What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah,
okay.
CB myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need to hit a fucking traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One set.
What's up, everybody?
Yes.
Welcome back to another episode of the One Set Podcast. My name is Anthony Irvin. I'm here with my buddy Jim Green. What's going on, brother?
WrestleMania season is here. I mean, it's been here, but it's pretty cool. Like watching, I'm actually enjoying the build. I feel like things are.
I am too.
I think things are falling into place in a way that's like it feels. There have been some builds where it's just like, okay, everything's just slapped in your face. Like, okay, this is happening. Like, I feel like the way that the avenues that they are taking to get us to certain places, it's kind of like a journey, right? Like, so if we start with like, okay, Roman Reigns picked CM Punk fairly early, like earlier than we kind of expected, which I think like the only downside to that was like the whole CM Punk Finn Balor match, which everyone was just like, this doesn't make sense. And
right,
like it was definitely just placeholder. It was there. We got, if anything, what we got out of that was Finn Balor shaking CM Punk's hand and getting the respect. And that was like the beginning of like the Finn face turn, right? Like that. Yeah. That was inevitable, right?
Got something out of it. But yeah, I mean, I think we knew the fact that, we weren't going to be getting Finn, actually getting the belt, hopefully down the line within this realm of, because if Roman's coming out with the belt at WrestleMania, I don't see Finn going after Roman, but, I think hopefully this is going to be the turn that Finn will get, and then, eventually down the line we'll get him chasing the title, but he's got to get out of this Judgment Day thing first. We're obviously going to lean towards, having Dom and Finn at WrestleMania like we've been talking about the last couple weeks. And depending on if that, goes, plus, one or two matches, we'll get through that. And then I think it's depending on where you take Finn from there. I'm happy to see Finn kind of getting more of the light now. And it's been since what? 2023, 24 that he's been with the Judgment Day. So
it's been over 2 years, I'm pretty sure.
So he's definitely been on the heel ride for a little while, and I think everybody's kind of just ready for a face turn for Finn. So this is like probably the best time to be doing it for him. And it's been a long time coming, and they've been really, milking it for a while, but it's actually coming to fruition at this point.
Yeah, for sure. The WWE title picture, obviously there was a lot of speculation. Fatal 4-Way, Randy Cody. From what I heard, that match was fully intended to be a Fatal 4-Way. And then Bronson Reed's injury. We were supposed to get Bronson Reed versus LA Knight as a match.
Yeah.
With Bronson going out, it opened up the space on the card to make Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu like its own match, which isn't official yet, but like
it's coming.
It's happening, yeah.
I mean, just so, by what happened down at SmackDown with them, it's on one of our discussion points that we're going to talk about tonight. It won't, unless we want to start with this or if we want to get into it later. But that was like probably the best part about SmackDown this past week, anyway, outside of Randy's segments. But yeah, it was quite. Quite funny to be seeing that just starting out, and then every once in a while just seeing them, going backstage. At it backstage.
Dude, you had all right. right. Like I feel like it's going to wind up tangenting us. So I don't like we're trying to stay organized, friends. All right, like we're trying not.
Yeah, we're trying not to ramble too much. We're trying to stay organized with these, and since we're live, we're trying to stick within certain realms and not just being live for 2-3 hours and just rambling. So
just to like wrap up my initial point, I think the build to this WrestleMania has been fun. I do see people kind of comparing this build and like how stacked that the card's looking to WrestleMania 31, which is one of my favorite WrestleManias ever. Like it's the one that I have gone back and put on and watched top to bottom again. Like not a lot of manias that I have just been like, oh, I'm just gonna throw this one on here. Mania 31 to me was definitely like a turning point in like eras, so to speak. It's really hard to say like if 40 was a turning point. I guess like Roman losing to Cody was kind of big, and then 41 Roman wasn't in a title match. He just had that triple threat with Punk and Seth, which I mean we've talked at length about how much better that match was than Cody versus Cena, right?
For sure.
I do actually have high hopes that this WrestleMania is going to be significantly stronger than last year. Like that's like I am excited for this one. I was excited last year, but like I had expectations for Cody and Cena to be a stellar finisher, and I feel like that capping off both nights of WrestleMania to me was just like I was just left like
it definitely didn't live up to its expectations, the first one, and hence why I think they obviously reran it at SummerSlam, but it definitely didn't live up to what we expected it to be at last year's WrestleMania. So, I mean, I definitely think they have to capitalize on this one, just from just I wouldn't even say a lot of the mistakes, but that being one of them, like, kind of missing the nail on the Cena and Cody match, that they have to, double down, no pun, but they have to double down on it to really, emphasize, to really show out on this one. And they're really putting all the stakes out. And, again, this Oba Brock thing is just swirling all around. They're just they're literally, and keep putting all these casino references, but they're putting all their chips out. They're doing everything that they need to do to just keep getting these ticket sales, because obviously they're hurting with the ticket sales. They're just throwing everything at us right now. Yeah, but that's what we need. We haven't had, the big, like, exciting moments since like last week with the whole Oba and Brock thing. I think that was probably the biggest like thing, like, okay, now I am excited about WrestleMania. I mean, outside of the two main matches that we're getting, that was the first time out of this whole series I'm like, okay, this feels like WrestleMania right now, or the little road going into it. Like, I'm stoked to see something. We're all stoked to see, Roman and Punk and the Cody and Randy match, but when they hit that thing on the Oba and Brock, we're like, yeah, now we're talking, now we're cooking.
Yeah, and cooking we are, dude. I will say, since the Randy heel turn, I feel, and like with the work that Randy did on SmackDown this last week, let's just talk about SmackDown real quick, like, because I feel like we're talking about the build, we're talking about like the stuff. It's like let's just start going through the bullet points here. SmackDown, man, I think my favorite part of SmackDown was no Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
And again, it's not like I don't like Cody Rhodes. It's just that we're getting the same stale thing all the time. So like keeping him off of the episode was just such a refreshing breather for me. It's like, okay, he's clearly gonna come back and like jump Orton, and it's gonna be a big like their like their build and their story, like with Randy's turn and with the way that the promo that he cut in the ring, I was like, oh, finally we're getting like peak Orton back. Like, I mean, it just
definitely vintage Orton.
Yeah, and it's so good. Like, it's been so many years of Orton just kind of like, I'm Randy Orton, I'm here, and like I can kind of work as little and light of a schedule as I want to.
Just coasting by and kind of like, okay, little feud here, little feud there, a little time off, and
he did have the back thing that took like the back injury that had him out for like a good
outside of
year and a
injuries,
half.
but yeah.
But yeah, he was just literally like, yeah, I'll show up and collect this paycheck. Why not? Like he was a workhorse for many years, so it's like,
and I feel we like you said, we haven't got this side of Randy in a long time. So
yeah,
it's cool to see, the edgier side of I was about to say Roman, the edgier side of Randy right now.
Yeah, even when we had like him and Drew McIntyre feuding, it's and him versus Edge at Mania 36, which was COVID Mania, right? Like, so that Randy, I feel like we just didn't get the full blown Orton we were supposed to get because of the pandemic itself. Like, it just, like, he had the feud with Edge and the feud with Drew McIntyre, and he, like, I guess did the best he could given the circumstance, but like, that's not stuff that we are like, that was peak Orton. Like, no, it wasn't.
Right.
Like, it just by happenstance, right? It's unfortunate, but like, I'm just glad at the, like, towards the tail end year of Randy Orton's career, we are getting this Randy Orton now, and it's against Cody Rhodes, the match that we have all been waiting for. Definitely see this playing out till SummerSlam at least, if not get us to next year's WrestleMania. Like,
right.
I hope that they don't run back what they did where Cody drops the belt to Orton at Mania and then Cody just wins the title off of Orton back at SummerSlam. Like, I don't want a repeat of that. But you have Drew McIntyre and you have Jacob Fatu very much like in the picture. So it's like maybe Randy Orton doesn't hold on to the belt for a very long time, which like I don't think he needs to, especially he's chasing number 15. He's talking about chasing 15, which to me is like, I feel like he's going to get to 17 to tie Cena at the very least. Like, I would kind of hope that he does.
If he has enough of the, I mean, for him being in the shape that he's in, it doesn't seem like he's going out anytime soon. So getting 15 and, 2 others could be possible at this point.
It just depends if they want to hot potato the title like that, right? Like, which
exactly,
they
yeah.
they're not known for doing in recent years.
Yules?
Yules. They're not known for doing it in recent years. I don't even know what accent
definitely not that fast, but so that's why it's like, it depends on how many more years they have collectively with Randy. So it's like, but do you want to do that consecutively in like another year or two and just have him, drop it, get it back, drop it, get it back within like the next year or two? I mean, that would kind of be a little more redundant than, progressive.
I mean, he would have to drop that title to someone and then win like the world heavyweight title off of maybe it's Punk, maybe it's or we'll talk about that. Specifically, Randy Orton was all over SmackDown, which I loved. Him backstage, he had, he's on the phone. Who's Randy talking to?
Yeah, that's the question. Do you think it's literally the voices in his head, or do you think he's actually talking to somebody and that's like we get a WrestleMania reveal of somebody, or do you think it's just legit him talking to the voices in his head?
I feel like if it's him talking to the voices in his head, we're all gonna complain, right? Like we're all waiting for it to be somebody. Like if it was never gonna be somebody, don't do that, right? Like don't do that to us. And it's like,
Right.
oh man, is it Chris Jericho? Like I just
I think the Chris Jericho thing has just gone out the window at this point. I mean,
Well-
I was so stoked to kind of be talking about if Jericho wasn't be coming, but at this point, after Rumble and after the Chamber, I'm like, that ship has sailed for me.
it's just a matter of like when he shows up, we're gonna be like, oh my god, he's finally here, and we're gonna
Yeah,
lose
now
it.
it's like everybody's gonna forget about it. Then they're gonna be like, all right, now fire.
Yep, and I love it. The backstage segment with Cardona, did not expect that, and it was great because Orton was just absolutely wild. Like you haven't seen Orton with this fire inside of him in so long, and I was like, and then he just wails. He calls him an indie nerd, and I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like,
man.
that's. I feel like they're saying all the stuff that they weren't allowed to say before, which is what's making it great. For us hardcore fans that have been around a long time, right? Like that, no, like,
Right.
oh, under like the Vince era, like they weren't allowed to say all of these things, right? And now now they're saying all sorts of stuff. I mean, CM Punk is saying the thing on Monday, and I'm like, no, he didn't just say that, and we're not going to say what he said. But like even Heyman's promo against Seth, it was just like, okay, like.
Yeah,
All right, let's
definitely baiting Seth, and that's another thing, with if Braun's gonna be coming back, because rumor has it that he's in the Performance Center trying to return. That will be insane if he gets back within these next final weeks. If we see Braun coming back, I pitched it to you that if they are thinking something, the best way to do that, to add like some type of shock value, would be having Seth out there with his decoys, and one of those decoys being Braun, and he just attacks Seth. That would be the best way to like bring him back.
I did see like that was something I saw like floating around online, and I was like, oh, I mean that makes perfect sense. The only like thing that has me thinking against that was Seth had none of the masked men this week. Is like, okay, did Brock Lesnar literally just kill all of them? Are they all gone now?
Yeah.
But like Seth's involvement on Raw was very much okay. Heyman called him out. He showed up alone. Totally fine. Also, but also is that like Seth just being like, okay, they're all gone now, and then they will all be there next week. I mean, we'll know more after all next week. If there aren't masked men next week, it's like, okay, maybe that is just out the window now. Who knows?
Right.
Randy Orton gets Cardona out to the ring to end SmackDown, tries to hit the apology. We all knew that Matt Cardona was going to die a death in the ring.
Big death.
And, yeah. I thought he was going to get him with the chair like he did Cody, and I was like, I mean, I would love to see it again.
I had thought it was going to do the same thing too, and then he just gets him with the arm, and obviously he just starts going like, okay, back up, never mind, like right with his arm.
Cardona's laying there in the ring with the chair wrapped around his arm still, and I'm like, yeah, okay, SmackDown's just going to end now. Not.
Yeah. So again, I got to reiterate the whole Randy, thing that he's doing right now is awesome. We haven't seen this in a while. We haven't seen this side, so he's just, letting it all out. It's pretty cool.
Which is like, okay, let Cody come back and be firing on all cylinders, and
yeah, that's coming too. Definitely.
Because I feel like we've seen Cody fire on all cylinders against John Cena, who like John Cena couldn't take any real bumps at all, so it was very like, okay, it's Cena, we're gonna hit him with one of these. Like Orton's gonna tell Cody, like, give it to me, kid, like just make this totally brutal, like if we're gonna try to sell this. And really the build for their match is like, I just feel like the Roman and Punk build right now is the softest and slowest moving. If anything, the overarching story of the bloodline is what is the intrigue here, right? Like
Right.
them actually getting Jimmy and Jay involved makes it interesting. Roman's call out to the rest of the bloodline. It's more so like, okay, let's see what happens with Punk after Mania. That's what's interesting. That's what it's like. I can't wait to see what happens moving on. Like, which is great because usually it's like, okay, WrestleMania is the end of the chapter, like for most feuds, and then they start moving in other directions.
Mhm.
The Randy Cody stuff, now that it is the night one main event, I mean, not officially, but like, come on, it's gonna be Roman
Yeah.
and Punk closing out night two, right?
100%. Yeah.
Let's get through the rest of SmackDown. Let's get through the rest of Raw because like this is how you know that we are excited about Mania because we're just talking
In and
kind
around
of
everything.
in and around everything. Well, everything is feeding into each other, which means like they are doing a great job building this card, and building this season of WrestleMania. The order that I have for SmackDown and Raw here, like everything is like a little out of order, but like we're gonna hit the key points here.
Yeah, definitely.
I have Aleister Black beating Sami Zayn in a match to get Sami Zayn backstage, and all he's thinking about is Cody getting beat up last week. Oh, he's distracted, right?
Mhm.
And then you have Trick Willie in his head. Aleister
Yeah,
Black hits Sammy with a nasty black mass. I know you didn't catch this match, but like that. Usually, I feel like recently the black masses haven't been like super stellar in the capturing of them on camera. This one hit, and it's like
That one.
ooh, he got him.
Yeah,
got
because when he hits those with like the right, not that the camera angles have anything, but has much to do with it. But when it gets executed the right way and you get the right angle and everything, it's just a stellar move. And
Yep.
yeah, it's I think on the realm of Sami Zayn, he's just kind of in this, loophole moment of like, what am I turning? Am I trying to find a new, direction of where I'm going? So I think he's really confused at this point, but not sure if he's, eventually going into like some type of turn, like a heel type of tweener thing. Where he's
Everything.
just gonna be, beating up people just because he has a short temper type of thing. But
All signs point towards Sami Zayn is having a massive crash out after WrestleMania, and we need a huge character change.
yeah,
I mean, he's going to go into Mania likely facing Trick Williams, and Trick Williams is 100%
he
winning that
needs
match.
to win that.
Right. And it's like, I'm excited for the match just to see Trick Williams in his first Mania match. Like,
Yeah,
and
man.
I am excited to see what they do with Sami Zayn after Mania because it's like everything needs to be okay. We have to do the build right for Sami Zayn to get to WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. And if we're going to put the title on him, we need to do his character justice. He needs to get over with the fans again in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how they do it. Make me care about Sami Zayn so that when he does win that title, we're all for it. We're all here for it. Otherwise, it's just like,
Yeah, whether you put him in the ring with somebody like a Randy or a Cody, or if you're thinking on the other end, like a Punk, he's got to have something within his character that needs to be different because it's not going to hold up to any of those guys with what he's doing right now.
yeah. Yeah, and it's like who would you want to see Sami Zayn beat for the title?
Right.
It's like Jey Uso, but like, how do we get the title on Jey Uso?
Yeah, because I don't see, I don't see him beating Randy. I don't see him beating Punk or Cody or any of the top guys right now. He's just like...
I mean, they are laying the groundwork for him to have a feud with Punk, and it's like, it is a little interesting to me because it's like, okay, if for some reason you get Jey Uso beating CM Punk for the world title, but CM Punk actually beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and then you have Jey Uso with the belt and Roman comes back, like, that's the match for WrestleMania then. But I don't even see that because and we'll just talk about it when we get to Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Sami Zayn's losing. Trick Williams is winning at WrestleMania. This was all just to make Sami look terrible again. If it's all for a reason, great.
Yeah,
Totally
just keep
fine.
crumbling him down until he breaks. If
Yep.
that's where they're going.
Yep. Anth, we have new tag team champions on SmackDown.
I just saw him coming out, and I'm like, he's gonna win these tag team champions. I gotta talk about it tonight. What do I gotta talk about it tonight?
I will say
I'm stoked for R-Truth to be having another belt on his hand, but as a Priest, Mike, he probably could have picked a better teammate. Now I gotta see Priest having some type of reason to be on TV. Yeah, some reason for him to be on TV now. I'm like, great.
I will say, if you go back and watch the finish to that match, Damian Priest did not know that they were winning the tag team championships right then and there. He looked so surprised. I know you probably just didn't care because you're just like,
yeah, I'd be too because I wouldn't expect it, but
dude, I love that you hate Damian Priest, dude. Like it makes me so excited to see you have a burning passion for
oh my
one
God.
of these guys.
It's been burning so much since these last couple of months. It was to the point where I was saying last week I would pay the top dollar for Bad Bunny to just take out Priest.
Dude, I will say his feud with Aleister Black did nothing for me. If anything, when he was like in those like his eyes bulging out of his head, I was like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Just stop.
Just stop, man.
Just stop it. Get some help.
Get some help.
Yeah. R-Truth is a freaking stud. The way that he moves in the ring still for his age, unbelievable.
Protect this man with everything
at all
we
costs.
have.
Please. I mean, the guy.
Please.
The Wyatts did get involved and kind of cost MFT to lose the tag titles, which prolongs that story. You have Tama Tonga backstage telling Solo he's starting to sound like Roman. You have LA Knight telling Jey Uso he's starting to sound like Roman. Everybody sounds like Roman Reigns now.
Yeah.
But
what
after
did you say?
Yeah,
then
Solo's
we get
like, what
Fatu and Drew just interrupted.
All you hear is
it was so gold. Like the first
Peter
one, I'm like,
Griffin and the
okay,
Kid,
they're
dude.
just doing a regular, backstage thing. But then once they do it again, I'm like, this is awesome.
This is good.
They're just gonna be fighting throughout the whole night. This is perfect.
You get Randy stomping on the chair, like stomping on Cardona's arm, and it's like, all right, that's the end of SmackDown, and it's like, oh no, they're still going outside. I'm like, this is absolute gold, like you said. And then they're both up there. You see them looking over the fence, and there's Nick Aldis. Drew, Jacob, no, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Go get a chair.
Get down from there. What are you doing? One of you's going to
How
get
did they
hurt.
even get over there?
And then it's like, wait, don't, no. And then you see them fall, and the fence is blocking them. I'm like, oh, man. This is
movie magic, people.
Yeah. They're both dead now, apparently.
Yeah, they're both dead, yeah. See you next week.
See you next week.
Literally.
Jade Cargill, actually, Rhea Ripley calls out Jade Cargill. She's like, I'm done talking. They proceed to talk for another 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, no. And then Jade Cargill's walking up the ramp. Out comes Michin and B-Fab. Michin's carrying kendo stick. It's like, oh no, they're going after Jade. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, at least they're making it interesting because it's like, okay, Rhea Ripley has to win this match against Jade. And then it's like, I actually think Jade's going to retain here. And then Rhea's just going to go back to Raw. And the way you do it is have Jade align with some people to cause shenanigans in the match. It's weird because like I don't like the title on Jade, but it's like have her beat Rhea Ripley, and it's like, okay, you get some stock in Jade. Rhea goes back to Raw. Rhea is a made superstar for the rest of her career. Like, she can eat this one. She has had her fair share of wins.
I mean, with this whole new faction with her, it obviously would not make sense for her to lose it at this point, because what would that be? What would be the reason for her to make a new faction if she's going to lose? So,
yeah,
there's going to be some, effery in the match at this point, probably, because they're going to be at ringside now, so they're going to cost Rhea the match. So I'm okay with it, because if it's going to get Jade to that next level, and then also, like we've been talking about, if it gets us to that Naomi or Bianca Belair match, I'm all for it. But if it's just going to get her to, keep doing what she's been doing, just retaining the title and not fighting, and just like being backstage with the title, then it's all for nothing. But if it's going to eventually get something where we get Bianca Belair or Naomi back at SummerSlam and we get that match, it'll all be worth it.
Yeah, I gotta say,
Rhea definitely, like we've said, Rhea doesn't need to win the match, but
No.
it'll be plus if she does.
Just crazy to think that we had heel Naomi like last summer, like doing the best work of her career, and Jade as a face, and everyone was like, okay, like we're good with it. And now we have Jade as like this monster heel.
Yeah.
And I'm totally good with it. Like let Jade, quote unquote, quoting here, not trying to get fired from anywhere. Jade's that bitch, right? Like, so let her be that, like, let her play that role, let her play that character, and let Naomi come back and be mega over, because we all know that she's gonna be, right? I mean, just like typical, somebody goes out on injury, they come back and like everybody's stoked for the return, right? Like that's just.
I just hope that
101.
Naomi can get back the fire that she was on, because it was almost when Becky came back after she had her kid, she wasn't the same. So she tried to get back that same flame, but never really got back to, like, she tried to keep the man persona going, but it really wasn't the same as what she was before she left. I'm hoping it's not the same with Naomi, because she was doing the best work that she's ever done. So I'm hoping that she can just tap into that again. But it seems like she was really, original with it. It's like she was, trying to act like something she wasn't. I think she played the part really well. So hopefully she can just tap into that again, and they put her in a situation where she can just feel comfortable again with it, and she can just take off from where she was, and hopefully she just doesn't have the same situation as Becky, where she tries to get back into that and it just doesn't appeal again with people.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I'm sure, like, to Becky's defense, it's the fact that, like, her number one in life is she's a mother, right? Like, that's got to be the big hang up. I call it a hang up, but, like, as per her career meteoric ascension to the mountaintop, right? Like, Naomi, to get back there, is going to have to be like, all right, Big Jim, like, nobody cares about you. Like, you get to babysit now. Like, that's not fair, because, like, Big Jim is doing stellar work on the mic, but I mean, like, anyway, when Naomi comes back, she has to be, like, still that like, she's gonna be that tweener. Like, she's got to play that heel part, but be like Randy Orton heel, where, like, everybody loves him, like, and everyone's gonna love her. I mean,
everybody's gonna pop, but she has to
maintain that personality.
Yeah, just to maintain the personality of just being a psychotic, crazy woman. But everybody's gonna love it. But it's she just has to keep on playing that crazy persona that she was doing, because it was great. I just hope that she can, tap into that again.
Well, it's like Liv Morgan when she went out, and we were like, when she comes back, she's going to be mega over. Like, she came back, and she is, I mean, she's a superstar, but like,
Yeah.
she's playing the part where it's like, okay, I still can't stand you. Like, Naomi's just got to be like dishing it out to Jade. I can't wait for that. Honestly, I do.
I'm all here for it.
I do feel for Bianca Belair. I can't believe she's been out a year, like a whole year since Mania. Some stuff is going on behind, like apparently the stuff with her finger or her hand is way more serious. Like, I saw something that was like Bianca Belair might lose her finger.
I was just gonna say that I heard something that she might lose her finger now.
And I'm like,
again, not sure how true it is, but knowing that you heard the same thing, I mean, who knows?
we might have just seen the same fake news. I don't know.
Right.
But all that being said, I think Jade holds that belt, and I think Rhea just goes back to Raw.
I think it's in the best interest right now, given the way that they're moving in the direction. It's better that Jade, wins in one of her heelish ways, because everybody's expecting Rhea to win. But in order for Jade to get credibility and actually go into this with some type of purpose, she needs to win.
Yep.
Whether she pins Rhea outright or she has Mitchin and B-Fab do something, then she's got to win.
All the above, like just all the shenanigans. It protects Rhea from not winning at WrestleMania. We'll see. The Bella Twins had a title shot. Yeah, I just don't care. I'm like, the Irresistible Forces are holding on to those tag titles until WrestleMania at least.
100%.
It's just a matter of how many other teams are going into that match. I mean, I had the Kabuki Warriors going into that match because I was like, I don't see them getting like a Asuka Kairi Sane 1-on-1 match, but that's Monday Night Raw, so we'll wait until we get there. Danhausen cursed
Speed
on Raw. He cursed The Miz on SmackDown, or was that the week before?
That was the week before.
But the ladders are falling all over the place.
Yeah.
And yep.
It was last week or like within like the last 2 weeks. Cause he cursed Speed this past week. Then last week I think it was The Miz or somebody else. I forget. But yeah, Danhausen is just off the chain with this stuff.
And the dude hasn't had a
living it
match,
up.
and he's just backstage. He's going out on commercials to sell merch and tickets.
And you know what? The other segment was, I think it was with Johnny Gargano and his wife, and he took the money from Gargano's wife. And then if you saw the segment, you see Danhausen running down the hallway, and the camera can just be like, it was perfect.
So good. I mean, the biggest troll, and I can't believe a month ago we were like, what's in the box? It's only been like 3 weeks of Danhausen, and we love this guy like he's been around forever. Like,
they definitely capitalized off of whatever they thought they had to do to get this guy. I can't really say over, but like whatever they had to do to just get this guy some type of TV time and just think something to give these people something to be worth watching what he's going to be doing now. And with him doing the curse thing, that took off, and just him having these small little interviews with social media, it's definitely just taking him from like down here where everybody was like, yeah, who's this guy? Who cares? It would just be like a one-off, and then you don't see him again. And the next week, it just flies all over social media.
You know what's crazy? I saw this morning. Cheyenne actually sent it to me. He has his face paint trademarked.
Really?
Which it's like, no, like, I don't think he was like the first one to get a trademark. He said he saw some, like Magic the Gathering card that like the character had a very similar face paint, and he was like, I'll have to send it to you. It's really interesting. He does the interview with Chris Van Vliet, no face paint, so you get to see him just Dan. Like
Right.
some guy, Dan.
Dan.
Yeah. Cheyenne's like, he has a face. He has a human face. I was like, yeah, imagine that.
Yeah.
Like she's 5.
Oh my God, he is Dracula.
Everything Danhausen. I mean, he's calling jelly roll sushi roll. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I will say he
He had another one it was when the Miz segment this past week or one of the week, Miz was saying something about Dracula, and then he's like, "Who's Dracula?" Like, it was awesome.
It's so good. Totally just saying with the cursing of I Show Speed, like how crazy of a world would it be if it were Danhausen and Jelly Roll against The Miz and I Show Speed?
Nah.
I mean, it's like it feels like a lot to put both like celebrities in a match, and it's like,
right.
But like, what a cartoon car crash that whole match would be. Like, I mean, you have Jelly Roll in the ring, you have Danhausen in the ring, which he'd be making his in-ring debut at WrestleMania, which is just like
Insane.
Crazy to think. You have I Show Speed in a match, and then you have The Miz being The Miz. I mean, being
Just
the best
being,
at what it just being the, and it's like if you put those 4 in a ring in a tag match, talk about entertainment in a nutshell, dude.
Yeah.
So speaking of Jelly Roll, we got this slam poetry segment with Kit Wilson.
I thought it was really entertaining. At first, it was like, we're getting into one of these segments again. But, we had some good one-liners. And I got to give it up to Jelly Roll that I was telling you, this dude can act. Like, a lot more than I thought. Just for the backstage segments that he's been doing with Randy and all these.
You said that to me the previous SmackDown, and I watched it, and I was like, this is so cringe. I'm like, I can't watch this.
Really?
Not this past Friday.
Right.
The Friday before, because it was such like an over the top, oh my God, man, great to see you. And I was just like, just relax.
Yeah. That stuff is like, okay, that's definitely like jitters and like, okay, I got to get this. But like the one-on-one that he had with Randy, I'm like, okay, that was
last week was really good.
That was good.
It was really good. It was really good. I mean, it felt like Jelly Roll was comfortable in his skin, just having a heart-to-heart with Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you can just tell he has he has all the respect for this business, and he wants to actually get better at it. And the fact that he was, trying to better his health in order to do things a lot better and be in that ring, just from everything that, if you haven't watched, the Unreal things, I know you have, and I finished it, and the whole Jelly Roll segments in there, it was to the fact that he was inspired to be like, okay, was I good, and if when I come back I'm going to be better. Like he respects it to the fact that he doesn't want to disrespect the business by being in there and not doing something good. So it's really good to see him like that.
It is the best way to, I guess, hold him accountable to keep pushing to be the best version of himself. Like I love to see it, like, because every time you see him, it's like, okay, he's gonna do something to prove himself that he has made progress versus like, in comparison to the last time that he was in the ring 6 months ago. I just can't wait to see the transformation of Jelly Roll. I can't believe I'm saying that, but like, I think this guy is so invested, as they are in him, to the point where it's like, yeah, I can't wait to see every SummerSlam, every WrestleMania. That guy is going to be on the event, and it's like, okay, what is he doing now to really wow us? I mean, outside of Logan Paul, who is like the top outsider to come into the business to just take it by storm.
100%.
I mean, you're talking after that, it was Bad Bunny. I think Bad Bunny is just like a megastar in his industry, that he's not as available. And I'm not saying Jelly Roll isn't a megastar in his own right, but like at a much smaller scale, no disrespect, but like Jelly Roll was able to make the time, and I think that he is along the way going to accumulate fans through WWE to check out his music, like what he has. Like it's all
definitely
like,
some crossover.
It's
action.
it's perfect cross promotion for sure. Okay, I covered everything for SmackDown. Was there anything else that you?
I think we got SmackDown pretty much down.
Yeah.
So let's get into Raw.
Yeah, let's do it. I will say
Before we get into it, letting everybody know who is watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you're letting us know what your WWE thoughts from SmackDown and Raw are in the comments. We will definitely shout you out and, join in on the discussion. We want to hear from you guys. So we covered SmackDown. We're going to get into some Raw and, we have a lot. We still have a lot to talk about. So make sure you're letting us know what you're thinking.
All right, so I will say the first thing I want to say, this is waste of the week, by the way. If I had to rip off Living the Gimmick podcast, total waste. I did not get Raw on, my Monday night classes I used to be done at 6:30. I had an extra class added on. It's my adult hip hop class that I'm now teaching, and it's starting to take off and just way better numbers in that regard. Shout out. But
there you go.
I'm getting home just after 8:00, and Cheyenne was doing so much food prep, and I was like, let me jump in and help you where I can. I didn't get Raw started until 8:30, and I was gonna start from the beginning. They took away the start from beginning feature. You can't even rewind during the stream. So then I was like, all right, once it's over, I'll just
go back to the beginning.
It wasn't even available yet. I went to start the episode over, and it didn't start. The beginning of the episode was an hour into I was like, I already saw this part. So I only saw the highlights that they showed throughout the show of Oba. So we had Brock Lesnar catch Oba, look like he was setting him up for the F5, and instead Oba gets out of it, clotheslines Brock over the top. I'm like, oh, there's our Royal Rumble elimination we should have gotten. But
yeah, I missed that segment. Obviously putting the kids to bed, so I missed that segment, but saw the action shots later in the night from it. And, I got into it when Seth and Heyman were out there. So caught somewhat of the tail end of that. So I can't say too much on the Oba Fleming and Brock segment, but only the fact that, I think we talked in length last week about it. We are super stoked about that.
Yep. I will ask you, do you think Oba Femi gets the best of Brock Lesnar every week between now and Mania, or does Brock get one up on Oba at least one time, or is it Oba's just got Brock's number, and then we get to Mania and it's oh well, since Oba owned Brock Lesnar, and every week leading up to Mania Brock's gonna win, or it's yeah, but what if he doesn't? What if Oba just
they could be feeding us the good stuff all the way until the week of, and that's when Brock officially turns it on, and it gives everybody oh, maybe he will lose. And then WrestleMania hits.
I feel like that's most likely.
Yeah.
Just based on history, how they set up matches of this sort.
Yeah.
But this also is not a match of any sort that we've ever seen before, where somebody's coming off NXT and going right to Brock Lesnar. It's okay, could this be it in its own, literally its own category of okay, that's what makes it fun, right? Because we haven't seen this before, right?
Exactly.
That's why it's okay, I could definitely see Brock just nailing Oba with the F5 in the go home show of Raw, and then it's
yep, just letting everybody turn their heads, be ugh, maybe he will lose, because now this is the Brock that we know, because it's there's times where you can see like, oh, like the Giants finally scared of something. Like he's been so, dominant with everybody. Oh, he finally found something that can actually step up to him, and he's actually showing some type of fear. But now he's fighting back, and like he finally has some type of way to figure out, okay, now I can beat you. So I would say we still get Oba, not every week laying out Brock, but at least getting the upper hand on Brock every week. And then that final week of WrestleMania, that's when Brock strikes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they dialed it down with like Oba just hitting him with a clothesline over the top, and then he's just sitting outside the ring. I was like, okay, they wanted to pull it down a notch.
I was going to say, how can you, like, you can only go up from last week, so you have to kind of cool it down a little bit. We still have so much time left, so there's only so much you can do after last week. So yeah, you got to cool it down a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like Madison Square Garden, it's going to be fireworks, dude.
Got to have a big moment there for sure.
Either Brock is sending Obafemi through a table, or Obafemi is sending Brock through a table. Like,
yeah.
It's got to be absolute.
They'll eat that
fire.
up for sure if that happens, dude.
Yeah. Danhausen, Chris, ISHO Speed already kind of talked about what I thought that they might do with him at Mania. Penta versus Dominic Mysterio Intercontinental title match. Dominic is cleared. I mean, we both had Finn interrupting here and Penta retaining. Kind of curious, like they had Liv Morgan. They had Stephanie Vicaire roll up Raquel. They had Stephanie roll up Raquel. I'm like, am I getting their names backwards? Yeah, no. Stephanie rolled up Raquel. I think that was 2 weeks ago. And it's like, what? And then we had Penta roll up Dom for the pin, and it's like, why are we not giving our champions definitive wins on their way into WrestleMania? I'm like, yeah, but you got to look at like, who are they facing? They're trying to protect Raquel. They don't want to have her just eat a clean pin, right? They don't want to have Dominic just laid out eating a clean pin before he goes into his match against Finn at Mania, right? So like the roll up made sense. The Finn and JD brawl was good. We got we had him like hit JD with the coup de grace, which we'd never seen before, right? Because like JD has been with Finn this entire time. Definitely think JD is going to play a big part in the match at Mania.
Do you think JD eventually takes Finn's side?
Maybe, but I don't think that
tells me he might.
I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens before the Raquel and Liv split, only because like that has been kind of, those wheels have been set in motion already. Like as like a teaser in the background. This JD like staying with the Judgment Day and disassociating from Finn is brand new. So like I feel like the JD realigning with Finn bit is not until way further down the road, right?
JD's kind of like in the middle of Finn and Dom right now, so it's like, you want to be that friend to kind of be taking both sides, but eventually you're gonna have to pick one of them,
right? I think we're getting a multi-man Intercontinental title match because like you don't have a specific feud with Penta right now, right?
No.
So
yeah, he's kind of in.
I mean, he just won the title off of Dom, so it's like he had the open challenge with Dragon Lee.
Yeah, he's like, just feed me matches. That's all I care.
Yeah, it's kind of like, there was talk about doing Penta versus Javon Evans for the Intercontinental title, and I was like, holy fireworks there. Like, I would love to see it, but at the same time, like, you have a Dragon Lee, you have, I mean, I guess you could throw like Rusev in there or Sheamus in there if Sheamus was ever coming back from injury.
Right.
You have other like, I mean, LA Knight is probably going to wind up in that match because it's like, what do you do with LA Knight? Are you going to do LA Knight versus Jey Uso and it's literally Botchmania, like botch.
Yeah, right. Who's gonna botch first? Yeah, Jesus.
Or who's gonna botch the most? I mean, how crazy would that be on freaking like Bet365 or FanDuel? Like what the parlays are for a debut throw in LA Night match?
I might put up a little money on that one because you're gonna win either way. So. Oh, jeez.
Speaking of Javon Evans, he apparently had a stellar match with Grayson Waller. I obviously had Grayson Waller losing because he was just cursed last Monday.
That's where, yeah. So it was Grayson Waller, Miz, and then Speed. So it's been like, yeah, Dom, Miz, Grayson Waller, Speed. I think those have been the four that he's cursed. But yeah, definitely makes sense. Obviously, Grayson Waller losing to Javon Evans. Like you said, I heard good things that it was a good match. I didn't get to see it. I saw snippets of it, but yeah.
The whole story here is Kofi Kingston wanting to invite Javon Evans into the New Day, and Grayson Waller's like, yo, man, what the hell? Like, I've been with you guys for months, and you're not even, like, welcoming me in. So you have this, like, love triangle going on here about like Grayson Waller trying to prove himself to Kofi Kingston, and Kofi's like, I only have eyes for Javon Evans.
Yeah.
Javon. Javon is like, I ain't want nothing to do with you. Like, so,
you ain't my baby mama.
Pretty much. So
because Xavier Woods is injured right now, right?
Pretty sure.
So hence they need something to, Kofi needs somebody else in that to really kind of,
keep him relevant. I mean,
yeah.
Okay. Becky Lynch kind of lures AJ Lee out and lures her into a match, and I'm like, okay, so they're literally reversing how AJ lured Becky into the match for her IC title. Now they had Becky lure AJ Lee into the match for Mania, which I'm like, okay, that's great. Give us a match stipulation. Like, give us something interesting to make us care about this, because y'all have done this already. Like,
yeah, I kind of had this segment on mute, but it kind of really just showed him like, all right, they're pretty much showing the thing that they're going to have their Mania match showing here. So that's what I got out of it.
AJ Lee sounded the best on the mic that I've heard her in a promo, just because she was talking like a normal human being instead of
I did hear that it was probably one of the best segments those two have had since they've been feuding. So
she wasn't like trying to run on that like psycho quirky personality business that like,
or like back then when I was doing this, I used to do that, and then it's all been about the past, like this and the past and the past, like,
nobody cares.
We've heard that.
We've heard not that same person. Yeah, you went to therapy. Good, like, we're happy for you. We're happy you're back. Just be yourself.
Start living in the present now. Like, come on.
Yeah, like we're good. We're over it. Yeah, Paul Heyman calls out Seth Rollins and just absolutely unloads heater after heater after heater on Seth Rollins, things that nobody's allowed to say to anybody out in the real world, right? Like, without getting a smack in the mouth for it at minimum, right? So
I will take care of your daughter.
Yep.
I'm like, that's gonna be his CM Punk moment.
Yeah.
They went too far.
They just had to get Seth Rollins being carried out in cuffs a la Stone Cold Steve Austin, a la Becky
Stone
Lynch.
Cold Steve Austin for sure.
Totally fine. I mean, Braun Breaker's coming back at Madison Square Garden, right? Like, they are saving that moment for there, right? Like I said, they've been.
I heard that he's been in the Performance Center, kind of getting ready for it, a return. So if they're looking to pull it at MSG, that's the place to do it.
If he's ready to go, like this.
If he's ready,
this is it, right? And I mean, that they have to have certain plans to be executed in each show going ahead. And I'm saying that now because, like, this isn't 5 to 8 years ago where Vince was just flying by the seam of his pants. Like, they are actively planning stuff out, right? Like, so it's like they have to have, I mean, they can't just unload everything at Madison Square Garden and then the 2 weeks after that it's just very like go homey shows where it's like, oh, everybody's just kind of talking, no action, right?
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see like where gets the excitement. I do think Oben Brock is going to be a car crash again. I do think if Braun Breaker returns, that's going to be massive and should probably, I mean, I want to say it should close the show, but like if it does seem like they are doing Roman and Punk at the end every show intentionally, which is fine, but like it's got to be more interesting than Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton's feud. Because, I mean, I'm gonna just skip ahead and say at least a couple things here. CM Punk said, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." Yeah, you got called old last week and then punched Roman Reigns. So, like,
Yeah.
what? I was like, yeah, there's a tiny little hole in your
right. Yeah,
in
sticks and stones
argument
won't hurt me, but don't call me old.
Yeah. He tried to go
How
on
dare?
yeah, he tried to go on to validate himself for that like being old is cool. Like, yes, it is, but like you don't have to spend 5 minutes trying to convince us at the end of Monday Night Raw, okay? Like
I even think some of like when he was trying to get the audience's like acceptance, I think people were like, yeah, just keep on talking, man. Like, let's go. Get to the point. Like,
I was not expecting Roman Reigns to come out after the Usos came out. That was a surprise.
yeah.
And like the Jey Uso crash outs are fine. I mean, LA Knight told him backstage he's starting to sound like Roman. You got Dwayne Johnson's face on the truck. It's like, oh my God, are they going to bring The Rock back? But again, it's like the Chris Jericho thing. Like, I'm not holding my breath for it, but
Exactly.
it would be a nice way to close out WrestleMania to set up Roman and Rock at WrestleMania 43 next year.
If you wanted to start doing that, yeah. Who knows? Anything can happen. I mean, they're not going to throw all their cards out right now. They're going to wait for some things at Mania because if they're trying to, like you said, if they're trying to really, pull all the magic for this one, they're not going to reveal all their chips. They're going to definitely wait for some things to happen that weekend. But, yeah. I think Jay is, in a more comfortable position now because he's with his brother and he's able to be a lot more relaxed in, his segments. So I just wish we would have got this during his title reign. We probably would have been taken more serious, but
yeah, but like, the one thing to consider, and like I just thought of this, like Roman Reigns in his, and I mean it's nothing that hasn't been said, but Roman Reigns in his lengthy reign that he had for like 4 years, he had a whole team. I mean, he had a Paul Heyman to begin with, and he had Jimmy. He didn't have Jimmy and Jay from the beginning, but like after a month of beating on them and them saying, "Okay, Roman, we serve you now," then they were with him like the entire time until Solo came in and they did the Civil War, right? So like,
right.
It's a little unfair to be like Jey Uso couldn't do it alone. Like, neither could Roman. Like Roman is out. Roman was out there on his own as of. Well, let's see. When did he lose Paul Heyman? I guess at Mania when he went over to Seth, right?
Yes.
And then it was.
Yep.
Like, how many times did we see him alone? Only until very recent, right? So it's like, okay, he is coming to the ring alone. He is cutting promos. Like, he does have the aura. I'm not like, I am fully on board. Like, he is the top of the mountain. He is the one to acknowledge. He is QB1. As much as it was like, okay, Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Cody Rhodes is QB1.
Not exactly.
Not exactly. I mean, just in the booking choices and Cody, like, just being a Smiling McGee all the time. And I mean, it just got boring. And I'm like, let's do stuff. Let's do something else. Before we get out of here, I will say, I do think that we may be getting Asuka versus Io Sky at Mania for, like, the custody of Kairi Sane kind of thing.
It's good
just
to mention.
Yeah. I mean,
I definitely see Kairi Sane getting a one-up on Asuka at this point. You know it's coming, and they've been building that with how everything has been going with her, kind of like giving, like, the head shakes and, like, I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, everybody coming to her aid, like, you know, you don't have to take this anymore. And so that might be a WrestleMania moment. That'll be a payoff at WrestleMania with Io Sky and Asuka, and Kairi finally, you know, owns up to Asuka.
I mean,
and Io gets the win.
Io versus Asuka at WrestleMania, it could steal the whole show. I mean,
it'll definitely be fire for sure.
I think it will be the best women's match.
Yes,
bar none. Like, I think Stephanie and Liv will be very good.
Yeah.
I don't have high hopes for Jade and Rhea, other than, like,
it'll do what it needs to do.
If
I don't
Jade
see it being anything spectacular.
If Jade has the best match of her career and will just absolutely blow me away, I will be shocked, and I will love it.
Jade's got to show us something for sure.
I mean, she's got to show up and show out, man. Io Sky versus Asuka at WrestleMania will be an instant classic. I will go back and watch that.
Throwing my money at it.
Yep. I'm stoked. I'm glad that I know we went a little bit longer on this one. I know I've been clamoring for, hey, let's keep them shorter. I got a final this week. But, like, I am excited about this build to WrestleMania. Like, am stoked about it. I am excited for Monday Night Raw. I'm excited. I am hopeful for SmackDown at the very least. And that we're going to get some good stuff across. I mean, I don't think it's a stellar 3 hours of television. I think that Monday Night Raw is solid top to bottom for the most part.
I think we've gotten, like, this, like, the second or third week where we've gotten good quality, you know, shows that are worth even going back to, like, hey, you got to watch this segment to know what happened, or the fact, like, you to keep up on everything, you have to watch what, like, instead of just reading reviews. Like, it'd be better to just watch the actual segment and, you know, get it for what you're doing. So this is, like, the perfect time during this you know, road to be a wrestling fan. I feel it's, you know, I think we're in a better position where we are now than what we were last week last year going into Mania, where I think they're popping off so much right now, where they were still building up a little bit of things where we're like, we don't know when this is going to happen, but, you know, we know we're getting something, but I don't think we were even this excited at this point last year. So
no, and I think the big part of that is the weak ticket sales, and they're, like, desperate, and they're like, okay, we actually have to try hard here.
Yeah, and it's like, definitely showing.
It's
so
at
least they're
off.
Somewhat listening, if they are listening to it, if they're doing legit something about it. But they've obviously proved it with, you know, putting on, you know, some of their matches and the things that they've been doing. But yeah, it's definitely I can agree. I'm stoked to, you know, be watching this every week. It's to the point where we've gone like months without even watching, being like, there's nothing even worth watching, and just being like, okay, I'll just listen to reviews or something. But now it's like, I'm excited to watch it every week, and excited to talk about it every week, and just, you know, kind of analyzing what's going to happen next, you know. So and
Yeah.
that's what we just love doing about these segments. I mean, there's a lot of people that debate things, and we can go into like little debates of like you being, the argumentative and me being the person to either, be against or for it. But we are better at just analyzing the details of things and predicting where those things are going. I think that's our bread and butter of what we get out of how we analyze and interpret WWE and wrestling, of just being the analyzers of what we see is happening, where we see it going next, and what we can predict out of the things that we watch.
Yeah, it's super. I mean, I don't think that we have to like debate. Like, oh, I think they're gonna do this. Not like I do when we're making our picks, like when we do our predictions. It's like I think I'll pick different from this one just so that we don't have the same on everything. I like to do that. It's fun. Dude, I think some of these are gonna be tough to pick at Mania.
Yeah.
And, like, I am nervous to have to make some of those calls.
Yeah, I can't wait for the match prediction, and we'll be right here live doing all our predictions for you guys. So if you guys are not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on our socials, and again, let us know your WWE thoughts from SmackDown to Raw to certain storylines. We want to know what you guys are feeling, and we'll be back here next week talking about Raw again. We didn't get to go live immediately after Raw. This is the second night, we're doing it on a Tuesday night, but next week we will most likely be doing it right after Raw, so you guys can check us out right on our YouTube channel, going live right after Raw, discussing SmackDown. So we will see you all next week. This has been One Set, bro. Love you. Always pleasure talking with you and talking some wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
All the love to you, Anth. Make sure you check us on Facebook at the Facebook group One Set Famhausen. Again, that's the Facebook group One Set Fam. Come hang out with us. It is our community board where we hang out with everybody. Love you, brother Anth. All the love to you. Until next time, this has been One Set.